everybody. Welcome to our Skateboard Nation. Our show is starting. I have a super guest tonight, Mr. Layne Oakes, who was with us at the very, very beginning of skating. He's been in it for even longer than me. But anyway, so let's dive right in. What do you say?
Right, I'd say we dive right in. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to this. Let's talk about the early days. Okay. Going all the way back to the beginning. I think you started when you were about 10 years old, from what I understand.
It's more junior high, so probably 12 or 13.
Okay, 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Streets of Pacific Beach.
Streets of Pacific Beach, Claremont, which was not Pacific Beach.
Right,
It was east of the I-5.
East of the 5.
Yep.
Where nobody lived east of the 5.
Exactly. Except us.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know. So, anyway, all right. Well, I had some stories I heard about you and Steve Cathy.
Yeah.
And growing up, and you guys you guys were basically neighbors.
We were living in these apartments, Village Square apartments, and if you know Claremont, which many people do, you know the Village Square apartments.
Yeah.
So many people lived there. Russ Cosnell lived there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just in remembrance. So it was just one of those places that a bunch of people lived and kind of migrated from there.
Okay. Well, I heard stories about how you used to take a bus, go down to PB,
get
your skateboards, go check out, go surfing, doing that whole bit, right?
The J bus.
The J bus down?
The J bus down on the beach.
Okay.
First it was my dad, and then he got tired of being in a taxi.
Oh, is that
and
that's what it was?
Take the bus, and we figured out the bus. Yeah.
Well, it's just, it's kind of strange. Okay, so as far as skating goes, then this was, you were 15. So that'd be about 75 or 74, 75.
Yep.
And La Costa is happening.
La Costa was happening. Pacific Beach scene was Chris Yandel.
Okay.
He kind of got us stoked on it. He was the first pro that we met. And took us a couple places just doing downhill, obviously from Steve's connection with them.
Okay.
And PB Surf Shop. But Chris took us, I remember one afternoon he took us to a hill in La Jolla.
Okay.
And it was a practice hill. And for me, being a little grum, I was like, wow, this is cool. I'm down here with this pro skater. And he's kind of pushing us. He's kind of getting us going in this stuff. And it was full on. That was Road Riders. So, no, that was Cadillacs. So
Cadillac wheels.
I never rode clay wheels. Thank God.
Wow.
Never rode clay wheels. But,
You never had a clay wheel board either?
Never had a clay wheel board. No.
Really?
No. So I was fortunate. I got.
You went right into the Cadillac scene, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 75.
Yeah, 75.
Okay.
And that kind of transcended into trips up to La Costa.
Okay.
Which was cool.
All right, so tell me experiences about La Costa. Let's start there. Since that was basically the beginning of skateboarding, really.
That was the beginning. For myself, La Costa was more slalom than freestyle.
Right.
Freestyle came along with it, but the slalom scene up there was insane. That's what it was all about. And you had the guys like Henry Hester, Lance Smith, Bob Skolberg. I didn't really get to meet the Turner guys too much.
Okay.
But those were the early guys of slalom.
Weren't the Turners from like Colorado? Isn't that where those guys?
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they had those fiberglass boards.
Yeah.
That they're ripped.
And then it was the Ixtic guys. I think those guys were East LA guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
because they came down they came down via Upland.
Okay.
So the guys from Upland got. There was one point in time those guys got stoked on slalom.
Okay.
And they came down La Costa, and really, honestly, they came down and ripped.
Nice.
It was kind of cool. Well, Steve Evans.
Yeah.
A couple of those other guys.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Ransom, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah, man. I go actually right now up on the board on our computer. We see some results that you had from when you were skating slalom and giant slalom, regular slalom. I can't see it from here because the writing's too small.
I can't either, but I know my name's on there. It's kind of cool.
This is dated August 1st, 1977.
He's right below Lance Smith.
Yeah, and some big names on that board right there, like Conrad Miyoshi, Mike Williams.
Yeah, so you look at the board and you look at, obviously you look at the top
Right.
guys up there. But just to be on that list is like
amazing,
insane.
Yeah.
And just a shout out right there to Di Dutzen and the National Skateboard Review. That's obviously out of the National Skateboard Review. She's always been such a champion for not only, I mean, obviously the top guys, but for us guys that were just for everybody.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Her, that whole scene, and it was cool because we weren't the top guys, obviously, but we had an avenue to where we got our name in the magazine.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool.
So was she running this back then?
She was doing the races. She was doing the timing.
Back then?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for Dot.
Yeah. No, she was all over it.
Yeah.
Doing it quite a bit. So she organized, she did pretty much that National Skateboard Review, which, started with the slalom, but then she brought it all the way forward, pretty much throughout the whole, up to 78, 79.
And she's doing it
still
today.
doing it again. Yeah.
I know she was up in San Francisco this week.
Yeah.
Still pushing it, man.
Still pushing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, she's going to be back down here next month.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get her and grab her on the show.
She'd have some stories.
Oh, okay. Sure. She's got so many stories, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back then, the Costa, that kind of was an avenue into some of these new contests that were happening. Like Bang Cadillac was before me. I was just watching him. Steve did Bang Cadillac.
Okay.
I got to go there. It was kind of cool being there, obviously. But that kind of went on to, I think it was a contest up at Ventura, contest up in Cow Palace, up in San Francisco. That whole freestyle slalom scene.
Okay.
Right there that was happening at the time.
Were they working together at that time? It was all like together then. Like they had slalom contests and freestyle, all the same events.
Freestyle. Yeah. A lot of the slaloms, because like at Cow Palace, they didn't have any kind of a downhiller, so they built ramps. Same thing like Bang Cadillac.
Oh,
So
wow.
they built the ramps. But Ventura was, there's some footage in that, and I think in Super Session or something, some guys eating it on the slalom because it was like on one of the hills up in the mountains up there.
Yeah.
And it was pretty gnarly.
It was a fast course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was the scene back then. Was the freestyle slalom. One of the best, I think, for younger guys. YMCA did a contest up in La Costa, the YMCA Summer Series or something. So congregation of everybody in slalom freestyle.
Okay. Well, another big one was Catalina Classic. Did you make it out?
I did not. I didn't even know about Catalina Classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was done like, I think Wild World of Sports was on that.
And, on there. Yeah.
Yeah. That was 76 too. I remember that.
Yeah.
I missed it too.
Yeah.
I actually, it's funny. I had the opportunity to go to a lot of these things, and I decided to go skating instead of going to these contests where everybody was at.
Yeah.
So I figured, hey man, no one's going to be at the parks. Let's go.
Yeah. I think by Catalina Classic, I was out of slalom.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, if I look back at skating, I wish I would have stayed in slalom because I loved it. I had the, like bad age, like Marty Schaub ripped, Steve Sherman. But, we had one thing in common. We were big guys.
Yeah. You guys were.
I wish I would have stuck with slalom.
Well, you know what? Got something for you. We're starting a slalom event, and we're going to have it over 55.
How about over 62?
Yeah, but you can beat those shots.
No.
I'll go for it.
No, wouldn't that be fun though to do?
Yeah.
Like get everybody and just show up and have a slalom event?
Yeah.
And go do it, man. And just between us, it doesn't matter who wins, who loses, just to do it.
Yeah. One of the first skate events I went to after this long gap between then and skating again was a slalom race in Oceanside. And the Carrasco brothers were there.
Okay. And they're still winning.
We saw each other back there.
We probably did.
Yeah.
We probably did. Yeah. That was like the first time I had seen like a lot of people in 30 years or so. But yeah, that was one of the first, skateboarding starting to happen again for us, I want to kind of say.
Well, Richie just got on. He's back in the Olympic team right now. Like he's still killing it.
Yeah, those guys.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
I was in a slalom event in whatever Poway or whatever.
Yeah.
He's still killing it, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's a discipline. I mean, somebody who I noticed is getting totally stoked on slalom, Jonathan Marino.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see him. He got into pool riding and stuff, but lately he's gotten totally stoked on slalom, and I dig that.
Yeah.
That's like it's a discipline. It's skating. It's something different. But our minds. I mean, once after freestyle and after slalom, I mean, it was all about pools. It was all about vertical.
Yeah.
So we kind of forgot about that aspect of the sport.
Yeah, which is kind of but I think it would be fun if we just got everybody together, kind of like, Doug Marker does the road show,
Yes.
but do it and do a slalom event just for fun for old guys. And just go out there and see who survives it.
Actually, Di's doing it. So we talked about Di.
Yeah,
She's doing it.
Yeah, no, I know, but she's
the boys.
Yeah, she's really involved. I know in the whole Acosta thing.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I've talked to her like about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I went to a slalom event and watched it, and she was there, and we did a quick little interview with her and stuff. And anyway, I'll get her on the show, and we'll really talk about it. But it's super awesome.
But it was, and those early days was all about in the Logans, Type Age.
Do you remember Logan's being up at La Costa every weekend? Or yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. So
they're doing their thing. There was two divisions of freestyle. There was the gymnast freestyle, and then there was the
Ruskos Mill style.
Yeah.
Doing the
handstands, guys, handstands, headstands,
one finger handstand,
all that stuff. And then the other discipline, the other half part of it was footwork.
Yeah,
and kick flips,
like what we see here.
Yeah, something like that. Basic nose wheelie.
It looks like you're doing a nose wheelie downstairs on that. It looks pretty awesome.
Definitely not downstairs. Yeah, and it's just kind of a sweeping nose wheelie.
Okay, so you were like 16 at this time.
Yeah.
You look like you're about 6 foot.
And I was never 6 foot, unfortunately.
Were you born 6 foot?
I'm 5'10", and I stayed there. Yeah.
Okay, so you were 5'10" in the 3rd grade.
Probably, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, you can laugh about it, but I remember how intimidated I was when I first met you.
Whatsoever.
But you were like, no, I mean, when I first met you, I just remember it was at Spring Valley, and here's a guy, I think you were 16 at the time, and you were sitting there smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, he smokes cigarettes. He must be like 30. I thought you were totally older, and turns out you're a month older than me.
Yeah. Yep.
But I was still
things, but
you were like 5'10". I was like 4'8" at the time. So,
but I could buy beer when I was 17.
Yeah. I could buy beer without an ID at 35.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's the way it goes. That was fun. Anyway, so all right, so we have a short career as far as slalom goes.
Yeah.
You
a little bit of freestyle.
You still placed. Well, yeah, and then you came in with freestyle. Yeah. That's what I remember. Your discipline was more, because that's when I first met you, and you guys used to freestyle at the top of Spring Valley, up on that flat area up there.
Yep.
And you did with all the GNS guys.
Yeah.
I remember that, and I used to sit back and just watch because I couldn't.
Yeah, that was still.
I could do a kickflip, but that was it. Old school kickflip.
Yeah, and there were. At that time, there were still a lot of freestyle contests.
Yeah.
A lot of slalom contests. I don't recall, or I don't remember what the organization was that was putting them on.
Yeah.
But with Bonds, I told you we had a really great amateur freestyle team.
Yeah.
And we'd go from contest to contest to contest.
Well, when did you turn pro?
Right, the Hester Series.
Okay, but that was for Vert. What about,
that was for Vert.
Did you ever?
I did a couple pro, but I don't know if they really related to
freestyle
around the same time.
Okay.
I did a couple of the Oceanside contests. I think I did one of the Oceanside ones amateur. I did do one of them pro.
Okay.
And the Pineapple one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I noticed that Steve got 3rd place in that one, and Jason Day was in on that one, in the top 5. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
it was one. Just like any judging system, I obviously couldn't do handstands. or any kind of inverted tricks. And
That's a problem.
you know, I could do all the other tricks and everything. But the one thing I didn't realize and recognize, and this is where you got to, you know, if you want to be a competitor, you got to know the rules.
Right.
Is you had to either do handstands or two-board tricks.
Okay. Daffy stuff.
Daffy stuff.
Daffy
Yeah.
stuff. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
And didn't do one of either of those disciplines. So
Then you're kind of out.
and then
Okay.
you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These judges, man, they don't know anything.
Seriously.
You know? Daffies? Who does Daffies, man? Except I thought it was like a chicks thing.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. The girls, I know the girls hammered it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's
But-
what I always saw.
But the coolest thing, and Pineapple won the contest, and the coolest thing I saw him do was he had an 8-wheeler, a Lonnie Top 8-wheeler. And his two-board trick was basically he had the 8-wheeler sitting there. He came over with his board,
Kickflip
one
down.
day, kick flipped up onto it, then did, flip up to the wheels, and then flip off of it.
Oh, awesome.
So, and that actually was a pretty cool trick.
Yeah.
It was,
That's a contest.
Yeah,
right there.
that's-
it was a contest.
Yeah, man, for
And he won it.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then our freestyle was pretty much where, and then we moved into started hitting the vert scene
started
or the
hitting the
banks and
The banks. And that's
skating Carlsbad. I'm
Yeah.
sure you made your way up there
Carlsbad
somehow.
was it. Got up there a few times. Pools were, I think pools might have been a little bit before that. I'm not quite sure. First pool I skated was Chalcedony Street down in Pacific Beach with Bobby Frost and Bobby Shea.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
on Chalcedony.
Chelsea Howard.
Yeah, whatever you said. Yeah, I remember that. Well, I used to live right there,
Yeah.
so.
So there was a pool. They took us to it, and it was we didn't know what to do in it. It was like hit the light or
Wow.
whatever. Then it was like get over the light, stuff like that.
And you and Shea, Bob Shea and
Bobby
Bobby
Frost.
Frost.
And
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
Steve Cathy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was all GNS guys at that time.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, because those
Yeah.
guys I know rode for
And
GNS
it was
first.
probably for Bobby and Bobby. It was probably before they got up juniors.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's right. Because they had a contest down at Belmont Park too.
Okay.
Early
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
early
They
days,
always had
Belmont
them.
Park.
They
Yeah.
had park. I
Yeah.
remember contests down there.
Yeah.
Because I remember going down there when I was skating the boardwalk. And then I remember seeing the contest, and I just sat and watched, like, wow, they have
Yeah.
contests?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, God. No, that was 75, 76
That was
down there.
75, 76.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't have my license yet, and I had a buddy of mine that used to drive. I paid for gas, and he'd drive down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
So,
I was lucky because I had Steve being my skate partner, and you could say
yeah.
I'm fortunate because I got to skate pretty much everywhere once because Steve took me there.
Okay.
So thank you, Steve.
Did you ever get over to the pipes in Arizona?
Yeah.
Then? Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Yeah, we went with Goodrich and Steve.
Okay.
Jim talked about it when he was.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
still missed it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know, man. I always wanted to go. I only got up to the oceans, the ones up at
Yeah.
Oceanside, the Amerons there. But that
Yeah.
was fun. But I got a maximum of 20 minutes to skate before we got kicked
Yeah.
out.
No, we
Got
had
chased out.
we had the experience, and we got to drive up there, basically see them from a distance.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how many of them there were,
Yeah.
all spread over this field, and you just take your pick of which one you wanted to ride, or
Yeah.
which two or whatever you wanted to ride. But then we also got to do the downhill section, the section that was put together.
Huh.
That was
Wow.
insane.
Okay.
You can go until you couldn't see.
Yeah.
It just got dark.
Yeah. Well, that's the way
Yeah.
that works for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It was scary. And it had a good incline to it too. But
Okay. So what do you remember about moving on skate park? Okay, because of Carlsbad, everybody gravitated back down to moving on because it was a little bit
Moving on.
closer.
Was it happening? I skated moving on, but not as much the crew.
We had a little
Down there.
split
We
right
talked about
then.
that, yeah.
We had a
I
little
went
split.
to work at El Cajon skate park.
Yeah. That's
And-
amazing. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that El Cajon was there
Yeah,
and open at that
it
time.
was there, open at the same time. Maybe a little bit later. I don't really know what time. I had to been 16 because obviously I was driving to work
Right. Okay.
every day.
Where were you
So,
working then?
what was I doing?
Yeah.
Just whatever they need me to do.
Who's they?
The managers and stuff. It was kind of like skate patrol, kind of.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
I think inside you wanted to be like a resident pro or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Whatever.
funny story about
Yeah.
that coming up, but
Okay.
yeah, it was just a time where there was a crew out there in Cajon too
Yeah.
that was good. Super good friend of mine, Ronnie Cole, super good skater. I wish I had a picture of him. There's some pictures floating around of him, but
Well, this picture we have up right now is you moving on.
moving on.
And that looks, is that a metal board?
No, that's a Hobie.
Oh, okay.
Somehow I was on Hobie for a little bit.
Really?
I don't even remember how.
Wow, I
But
did not know that.
I got a shirt.
The third picture.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I got a shirt. I got and that's a Mike Weed deck. They had the
Man.
banana deck. Yeah.
Was Hobie then was before Bonsai?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
on Hobie for a little bit, and then I was on Brewer for a little bit. Who was it? Might have been Brewer first. Brewer was because I was doing slalom when I was on Brewer. Bobby Piercy got me on Brewer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then you rode for Hobie.
And I went for Hobie, and
Dale Smith was like the guy during that time because he rode for Hobie too.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But-
I don't recall because it was one of those things where basically just, oh, you want to ride first? Oh yeah, give me a board, give me a shirt. All right.
Well, everybody got shirts. That was
Yeah,
like the
everybody
big
got
thing.
Yeah.
You got a shirt. You were on a team then.
Yeah.
That's when you knew you made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nowadays, nothing, man. Like skate companies now don't even like give out shirts of any kind anymore. And you wonder why they don't get promoted at all.
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
about-
except for indie.
It's not about teams anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Independent's done a really good job.
Yeah.
I want to say brainwashing people to
Yeah.
make it seem like it's the greatest thing in the whole wide world, but
And that was
you
their
know
plan from day one.
they're doing a good job.
That was their plan
Whatever
from day one.
Yeah, man.
And they started
I know.
in Newark, right?
Yeah,
They started giving
I think it
trucks
was
out. getting people
Blackheart.
behind them.
that was all Blackheart's doing.
Yeah.
$100 for the tow truck.
Oh man, unbelievable. Yeah, it was good times. Okay, so anyway, during this time, so there's, okay, so this picture right here that we have up right now is,
Moving on.
moving on.
That little bowl, which was basically, it kind of had Vert, okay? Right, remember? It kind of had Vert.
I totally remember it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It just went right to Vert
Yeah.
at that point.
And
Where it's at.
one point in time, they put a wood extension on it. I
Right.
never did the wood extension, but they did.
4 foot. I did.
Yeah.
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 I got to ride it.
Yeah.
But they only it was funny too, because I remember the only time you got to ride it is if you kind of snaked when all the cool kids were skating
Yeah.
and they had that thing up. And I remember they put that thing up one time and I was kind of riding the bowl and stuff and I just dropped in and went and hit it
Yeah.
and got as high as all of them.
Yeah.
Or if not higher, and then went back in and acted like it was nothing. And I don't think they liked that.
Now they took the board away after that.
Yeah, I know. Man. they just kind of banned me at that point. But
Yeah.
yeah, and if they weren't skating it, they pushed that thing back. Remember? Yeah, they pushed it back kind of into the dirt, and like you can't ride it, whatever. But yeah, that was a cool little thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, and that was also that picture came from your 50.
That was 50 Hot Kids.
Yeah, 50 Hot Kids.
Skateboarder magazine.
Yeah, and skateboarder.
Yeah, which was my first shot on skateboarder.
Oh, that was your first. That was the first shot in the magazine.
Yeah.
Ah,
First shot in the magazine.
that's awesome. Okay.
And that's what your goal was.
Yeah.
That's what you
Get in
were
the magazine.
hoping for and everything. And funny story about that was coming back from me and Steve were skating up in LA, and on the way back we stopped by Surfer Magazine, the headquarters, skateboard headquarters. And Steve was talking to Warren Bolster about different things and everything. And as we were leaving, we're outside, and Warren looks at me and says, "Oh, by the way, you have a shot in the next magazine." I was like,
16, were you 16 years or 7? That was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. And then you couldn't wait for the magazine to come out to see what the shot is.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's the shot right there. Yeah.
okay. So, if I remember right, what was the other skateboard? What was the other magazine that was out? Their competitor, Skateboard World.
Skateboard World.
Skateboard World.
And Wide World of Skateboarding.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Nobody does.
I don't remember that one.
4 issues.
But the other Skateboard World, you had a new faces in that at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. And was that before or was that you got that after that first picture in Skateboarder? Skateboarder was the first picture that
Skateboarder was the first picture.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been before Skateboard World came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know.
So there was about a year or so of Skateboarder magazine by itself before, and I think Wild World of Skateboarding kind of came out before Skateboard World.
Okay. Because I remember my first picture that I ever got.
Wild World of Skateboarding.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
My first picture was in Skateboard World.
Yeah.
So that was doing a hand plan at Big O.
Yeah.
Riding an 8-inch wide Sims Super Ply or whatever it was. Huh?
One of the contests or just a
Well, I was up there for for an amateur contest.
Yeah.
So it was in '77. And it was like late '77 when that happened. Pretty sure
there's that fear, and I don't know if it was just me or everybody. I've heard other people, but there was that fear if you got a picture in Skateboard World, you're not going to get a picture in Skateboarder.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Is that true or not? I don't know. We'll talk about it.
I don't think it was true at all, man.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it was. I don't even know who threw that out there, but whatever.
Yeah, but Skateboard World was all, Dogtown, all north.
What was?
Skateboard World.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the guy's name, Chuck Sascio.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And the Sharp Brothers, I think they were.
Sharps were a part of that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there was some great photos, but I just know it was Chuck that came up to me and said, "Hey, can I take your picture?" I was like, "Sure, man, whatever, take whatever." You know, I was just a little grum skating.
Yep.
Had no idea that it was a magazine or anything. And then when it came out, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And, I didn't even know the guy was interviewing me when he was interviewing me.
Yeah.
For the new faces that I got. Yeah. And
I had one of those.
And then somebody goes, "Hey, you had a picture in a magazine." I'm all, "What?"
Yeah.
No idea. And then I went out and bought like 5 copies of it.
That's cool. Same story for Skateboard World. Wild World of Skateboarding.
Okay. Yeah.
I was randomly up at Montebello. I think it was for the opening of Montebello because everybody was there.
Okay.
And then I was doing kick flips in front of something. And the guy says, "Oh, you can do a kick flip. Let me take some pictures of you and let me ask you some questions." And then I walked the dog, I think. And then I had a spread in the magazine. I'm telling how to do a kickflip. And then I'm telling how to do a walk the dog.
Oh, awesome.
I gave credit to.
Was that in Skateboard World or whatever? Or no,
Wild World
Skateboarding.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, now we're about ready to get sponsored. Okay, as far as it goes. And I didn't know you were with Brewer. I didn't know that the Hobie thing.
Yeah.
Bonsai was when I met you.
Yeah.
And you had that really cool bonsai shirt that was embroidered and collared and yeah, I remember that. I was like, wow, it's so cool. Yeah, and that's like when we actually became friends. So that was Spring Valley days. So
we were skating Spring Valley at those days.
Yeah, that was like 76 then.
76.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonsai was not your it was just interesting. I mean, it suited a great purpose. There's some bonsai.
Yeah, that's why I threw it in there.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious bonsai, you've got the aluminum double kick decks that are going to break your ankle.
Yeah.
They came out with some laminated decks and stuff like that. But they had a purpose. They needed a team to go and do demos at JCPenney's. They sold their boards at JCPenney's.
Okay.
And they sold a lot of boards at JCPenney's.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remember how bad I wanted to get on bonsai.
Yeah.
You know the story. You were there.
I was there.
You were the one who told me.
Yeah. And you can tell your side of the story, but you would have been on bonsai.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there. Well,
I was trying to get on bonsai because I couldn't get on yo-yo and I couldn't get on GNS.
Yeah.
And that's I couldn't figure out why, but we both know why now.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to touch that one. But anyway, and then when Sims, it was Spring Valley Skateboard Heaven, Hester Series 1, and I was skating the pool in there after everybody left, and that's when Sims guys came up to me.
Yeah.
And I was with you, and Kurt Putman and Feynman came up to me and were like, "Hey, we want you to skate for Sims." And I was like, "No way, I don't want to skate for Sims. Who are you?" I didn't have any idea. And then went over to you, and I'm like, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, "Hey, who's Sims?" They asked me to skate for them. And you were like,
I was like,
go back over
go
there.
back and tell him you'll skate for him.
No.
You know, seriously.
I know, you're the reason why I did.
Yeah, they were full on, you know.
And I remember even still
legit.
saying, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I kept skating and stuff. And I remember learning roll-ins. Like after I saw Schneider do it at the contest, I went and did it right behind him.
Yep.
And on my third try, I just started rolling in, and all the Sims guys were all sitting there.
Yeah.
Back at the pool watching me skate.
Yeah.
And they were like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm nobody, you know, name's Dave, whatever, that's all. And then Conrad came up and said, here's a box of boards and stuff and everything. And I accepted it. Yeah. Because you told me to.
Good move. You know?
I should have. Yeah. So much now,
well,
in
I could be
hindsight,
honest with you.
I'd rather be on GNS any day.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I could be honest with you and just really say it's really the fact that I didn't want you on Bonsai because you were competition, but I'd be lying.
Wait, what? What? We're supposed to elevate each other, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah. No, I was looking out for you. That, you know.
Well, I look at it. I look at it as the fact that I didn't get on Bonsai because I didn't have the freestyle ability that certainly that you had. I mean, you know, like I could barely walk a dog. I could barely do a kickflip. I could, you know, I entered one freestyle contest, the amateur, got third place in it out of about 15 people. And there was a lot of people that were mad that I got third. They thought I should have gotten like 10th, but I don't know. It was at my home park. What do you want?
Your home park. Well, the good thing about Bonsai was, you know, it had a purpose.
Yeah.
Obviously,
absolutely.
Because we did demos all throughout the states at JCPenney's. We put together a really, really good amateur team. Mm-hmm. Suzette Owens was probably one of the best girl freestylers, amateur girl freestylers. Lynette Frost, Bobby's sister. Yeah. Was a great freestyler.
Oh, yeah, she was awesome.
Squeaky Haynes, our little 10-year-old kid that would go out and win every, 10 and under competition. So it was a great time. Great time. The only thing that they didn't do was make, killer wheels and stuff and trucks and boards.
I just remember they had orange wheels. I remember the orange wheels.
Yeah, there
was
different types of wheels and trucks. So, fortunately they didn't make me ride their decks. Yeah. Okay. Or their wheels and all of that. ACS was I rode for ACS, so and they were affiliated with ACS, so that worked out okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it was a good team.
Where was ACS located? Because they had all San Diego guys that rode for ACS.
All San Diego guys, but that was the connection through GNS. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure, because McIntyre and the owners of ACS were very tight. Okay. And GNS being distributors, obviously. Right. Well, I just remember, Steve actually gave me a pair of them, and I broke the pivot on them. Yeah. And then I was like, nah, I'm never riding these. Yeah. And but I tried. Yeah. And then after that, I got on the Gull Wings, rode Gull Wings again, kept going, broke those pivots like every week. But I don't know, I just was, Mike Williams. That's crazy for someone who weighed 120 pounds.
I know, right? 120, I was like 105.
Like 105, yeah.
I don't know, man, I had a way of breaking trucks, I guess.
You must have, because I weigh way more than that, and I never broke a pivot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, but it was like the new ones that I got, but I remember breaking them, and I was just like, "Here, Steve, who can have it back?" You know. But anyway, okay, everybody, I just want to say, if you are watching and you are enjoying the show, please do us a favor, hit your subscribe button. I really helps out the show. Helps my ego, really. Or the like button as well. The truth is, though, it's like 70% of the people just like watch and don't do it, and it does really does help the show, and it keeps me motivated, it keeps me going. But anyway, and thank you for watching too. Okay, so we're gonna jump over. Yes.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to hit the like button. Because I know I subscribe, but I don't think I hit the like button. So I promise you I'm going to hit. You guys do it with me, all right?
Okay, there you go, man. Hear it from Layne. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so we're talking on Spring Valley. You had a lot of coverage. Here's the pro contest that you were in. This was the first, of the Hester Series. I think everybody pretty much remembers and knows it. I think this looks like you're ready to drop into like doing a Vert right here.
Kind of a Vert. I kind of closed my routine just with that power Vert. Yeah. Wound up in the bottom.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
You stand up and you go, yeah, no.
I'm done, man.
Yeah.
I just got done skating 2 straight minutes. Like
Yeah.
nobody knew how long that was. So anyway, okay. And now jumping over, this was the Oasis contest.
Yeah.
But anyway, Spring Valley contest. I know you got first in doubles.
First in doubles was
First in doubles.
Yeah.
Wheeler event.
Wheeler event, I got like 7th or 8th. So
Okay.
I did 13.
Okay.
13.
There was a long carve contest.
Long carve, I didn't do that.
Okay, you didn't jump on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a carver.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I wound up 13th in the bowl.
In the bowl.
In the
Okay.
bowl, yeah.
13th.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Didn't understand the judging. Now,
Yeah.
Getting back to judging. Yeah, I was third. The first day I was in third.
Okay.
You know, prelims or whatever. It's like, third. And then what happened? I don't know. But
That was your home park.
yeah.
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 I remember I was trying to coach you through that, remember? No, I
You
didn't.
should have coached me Sunday morning, not Saturday night. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just sat there and watched the whole dang contest.
Yeah, it was
So,
cool.
you know,
It was cool. And I'm looking back, and I actually looked up at the results yesterday, and you look at that list. There's 35 people in that contest.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at some of the people that were in that.
Yeah.
They just didn't realize. Howard Hood,
Yeah.
Daryl,
Yeah.
talked when he was talking to you.
Yeah.
Didn't know he was there. Bobby Valdez was in that one.
Yeah.
Ton of people.
Tay Hunt. I think Hunt was in that. There were some big boys in that.
Yeah.
And that's why when I was talking about it, you know, you show up, that's the first like pro contest.
Yeah.
And you have all your Dogtown guys there, you got all your Badland guys there,
Dogtown
all your
guys
San
weren't there.
Diego guys, huh?
They didn't come to the.
No, there was some there. Charlie Ransom was in it. There was a few guys that were in it
Well,
from
Charlie would have been Upland. Yeah. It was actually more of an Upland influence.
well, that's Badlands.
Yeah, Badland.
That's the Badlands.
But Dogtown, no Dogtown.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Jay was there. I don't know if he entered. Like there was
I don't
some.
think so.
Oh, really? I thought there was some Dogtown guys because they were there 2 weeks before that
Yeah.
practicing.
Because their big push was Newark.
Okay.
Show up at Newark.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it was?
pretty rad.
Show up at Newark. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you skate Newark?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd we do there? I didn't see any of that. So I didn't find any of that.
Yeah. I was there. I wasn't,
Okay.
I didn't know how to compete.
Okay.
I look back now and, I just wasn't a competitor.
Okay.
I was stoked to be there, and skating at skating at the level I was skating. But,
Nobody had done that before.
yeah.
Nobody had done
I wish I would have been known more about what are the judges looking for? What are they, what are we looking for? Judging back then was.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, you guys didn't have any kind of a team manager. That's what the team manager's job is, to go out and find out what what the judges are looking for, to come back and tell your team to say, hey, let's have a quick team meeting, and this is what the judges are looking for.
Valley, and this is, if you look at Spring Valley, the first one, it was 2 minutes. It was like points per trick. So get in there, haul out, skate fast.
Yep.
Do 150 tricks, you're going to get a lot of points.
So 150 frontside grinds, you're going to get 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2
so
points.
So for us, we practice weeks before, but we practice routines.
Right.
It's because we're used to freestyle. Freestyle was our thing. So you do routines in freestyle. So we practice routines in the pool. And it didn't work for the judging.
Well, I think
it does now.
Yeah.
It will now. Yeah.
That's because I gravitated toward that because
You see how far ahead of the curve you were.
Yeah, and that's true. And it was so new, nobody knew how to judge.
Yeah.
I mean, who came up with 2 minutes points per trick?
Yeah, nobody knew any better.
Yeah,
that was it. Nobody knew any better. So.
But it evolved. Definitely evolved.
Yeah.
One of the toughest things, and I think you see it today with judges, especially like in skateboarding, if there's like 40 people and there's 4 heats of 10 or whatever, if you're in that first heat, you're screwed.
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're really good. If you're in the second
I got burned out of that one before.
It happened to the U.S. men in the park at Japan.
Yeah.
They were all in the first heat.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the points because they don't know how to judge yet.
Right.
We all know that. We've competed.
Yeah.
So
no, that happened to me at the Marina Upper Key Roll Hole contest.
Yeah.
I remember skating that, and I was in the first heat with Cavallero and a bunch of other guys, and I skated, did finger flip, rock and rolls, and every trick in the book, skated the best I've ever skated.
Yeah.
and didn't make the first top 10, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And it was just all because of the fact that it was in the first heat.
It was in the first heat.
That's it, man. And then the scores kept going up, and I'm like, and I'm looking at a couple of people that got into the top 10. I was like, now there's no way those guys outskated me. And, you know, I'm not going to say it. But anyway, I was.
But if you know,
if
you understand it, okay.
Yeah, I just know I was really pissed, and I left right there and said, "F it." Yeah, I wasn't really stoked about it because I really wanted to win that contest.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you're a competitor.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you're whatever you do.
Speaking on what you're talking about as far as like knowing what the judges are looking for, I think the biggest time that really hit me was at the Lakewood contest in the half pipe. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea what the judges wanted. Yeah. And but I just got my pro board. First one was given to me there, and
right?
No, yeah, exactly. No, and I just remember like you get your first board, you got to show off. Yeah. And me, I'm kind of like that.
You're wanting to do it.
And I remember going up and doing like a boards. Remember, I don't even know, board disaster, frontside air to disaster, whatever. Slap that thing, snap the board. Yeah. Then I had to go set up a new board. I couldn't practice for because I had to set up a new board. Set up the new board. Then I wouldn't do it because I didn't want to break that one. Yeah. And I just remember skating and didn't know what to do. And I skated all the way to the very end of the pool. I was like, me and Steve Alba were the only two guys that went all the way to the very end. Because remember, it was like, I don't know, 13, 14 feet at the end. Yeah. And, I was just doing axle stalls and rock and rolls on it and stuff. And that was it. Little baby airs. And then skated back up, and I was like, okay. And they were like, oh, great score. I was like, I didn't even do anything, but I skated the very end, Yeah. And I got mass points for doing it. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. But okay. So I had no idea. But anyway, so all right. So Oasis contest comes and goes. How many different pro contests were you in at that time?
I did
for Vert. The whole Hester Series?
I did the first Hester Series.
Okay.
And then I did both the Oasis contests. Okay. For sure. That was a lot of, pretty much it. Okay. Yeah. Didn't do the second Hester Series. Okay. Yep. Pretty much already in a different direction by then. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, we all, I don't know if there was something that's just came to you and you said, man, I am done skating right now. This is it. I'm going to go get a job and go.
Well, yeah.
Do all that stuff, right?
Marriage and a baby.
Yeah, marriage and a baby. That's right.
Having to get a real job.
That's it,
all that stuff. Yeah.
And that's when you started working for Goldwing, right? Or HPG, or you were at somewhere else
first? I worked for GNS first.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right at
no idea.
Right at the decline of skateboarding.
All right, so that's like 81, 82?
No, it was 78 before I got married. So 79.
Oh, really? 79?
Yeah. The decline started happening, and their sales reps bailed because there were no sales.
Wow, okay.
So I went into GNS as a sales rep, took over the San Diego territory.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like outside sales or inside?
Outside sales. So I had all the bike shops. I had all the people. To get real, okay, because it was when skateboard stopped selling.
Uh-huh, right.
So I'd go into these bike shops around San Diego County
and try and convince them to buy skateboards.
Sell them skateboards, and they're saying, well, what am I going to do with the skateboards I still have on the wall?
Yeah.
And, so it was pretty tough. The thing that saved me was vans, because there was a bike shop that would buy vans and then take them down to Mexico and sell them. So
don't want to talk about that gray market stuff.
Yeah. So
happens every day.
Yeah. So
back then they didn't care.
Yeah.
They're like,
so GNS was distributing vans.
Oh,
shoes.
Okay. Wow.
So he would order a ton of shoes.
Okay, good.
And I'd sell him a ton of shoes, and he would take them down to Mexico and sell them.
I remember buying vans
down there.
I remember buying vans at the van store in on Garnett in PB.
Garnett, yeah, they have one in El Cajon too.
Yeah, and I would get them for like $9 a pair. Yeah, that was the good old days.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, they were the best skate shoes.
Yeah,
obviously, I like the high tops.
Yep. Well, I wore the low tops to like school and everything else. So I'd go in there and get low tops for $9.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then sometimes an extra pair would just end up in my bag. So I didn't have a problem with supporting bands pretty much the whole career.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed though because I found one picture of me wearing another brand. I'm not even going to mention it because it just bummed me out so bad.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Who took this picture?" Anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, my first job during skateboarding was actually at a FedMart gas station.
Yeah.
We lived in Claremont.
Yeah.
And funny, the dose of reality of getting to realize you got to work and do all this stuff was the second Oasis contest. I was scheduled to work that day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So I asked for the day off, and they said no.
Yeah.
And I basically went to the contest instead of going to work.
Yeah.
And pretty much, you get back there and get, this is a point in time in my life where I needed to make money and needed to survive.
Right.
So I skated the contest, went back to work that Monday. Sorry, you're suspended for a week.
Oh.
And being suspended for a week, I could have got fired.
Yeah.
But I basically didn't show up to work.
Yeah.
That's how, obviously, that's how our minds work sometimes. But I look back on it and say, okay, that picture from the rock and roll, that was from the Oasis contest. So if I hadn't not gone to that contest,
That's right.
I would not have had that picture.
That's right. I hope you took it to that gas station, hung it up, and said, "Yeah, this is where I was."
No.
More important than sitting here
More
watching.
important than sitting here pumping gas during a gas shortage.
Right.
Yeah. The things we do, the things we did.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, then all of a sudden you get your Who's Hot.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Obviously through GNS. When Bonsai folded,
Okay.
Bonsai lasted about a year.
Okay.
And then when Bonsai decided not to have a team anymore, obviously it didn't fold. But it was, called Steve and said, "Oh man, Bonsai just, decided they didn't want a team anymore." And fortunately got on GNS, which was a dream since 1974.
Right.
Or whatever. But so got on GNS. And that kind of transpired, however that transpired, politics of skateboarding or whatever, but I got a Who's Hot, which is
awesome.
That's a dream. I mean, at that point in time.
Well, I mean, most of the time I ever see, whenever I see pictures of you, you're always wearing yo-yo.
I always wore
prominently, like over the GNS even.
Yeah.
So
always supported yo-yo.
Yeah,
obviously.
So Dave, Big Mac.
Yeah.
Was like, "Where's my GNS?"
Yeah. Yeah. But and I love reading the article, like going back and reading the Who's Hot, because I mentioned you in there. I'm pretty sure. I mentioned Leilani.
Yeah.
Kiabu.
Yeah. That Leilani was she was, in my opinion, like the best skater.
Girl skater,
girl skater at that time.
Girl skater,
So
she would drop in. She would do it. She was just as good as a lot of guys. If not better. Yeah. And just a great person to skate with.
Yeah.
And when you skate, you push each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it was. We would skate, and I'd take her to a lot of parks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And got her on Bonsai.
Yeah. Okay. You got her on.
Since didn't ask for some Bonsai. But that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, getting reading through the Who's Hot, and I mentioned Claudette in there.
Yeah.
I mentioned my wife in there, who's now still my wife.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
How many years is that now?
43.
43. Okay. Congratulations on that one. 43 years is
crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Crazy.
That poor woman who put up
poor
with
woman
you.
put up with me for that long. Oh, so she really had some stuff to put up with. That's
Claudette, you're an angel. Okay, we'll just move on that one, man.
Blessing, but also, again, getting to the text of these articles and stuff, the stuff that we talk about in my new faces in the skateboard world.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, because I was working so much with Suzette and Squeaky and Lynette and our amateur team.
Yeah.
That was 1976, 77. And I was actually talking about skateboarding getting in the Olympics. Because there was talk about skateboarding getting in the Olympics back then.
Yeah.
It was like, and now here we are, 2022.
Yeah, finally makes it.
It made it to the Olympics. Yeah.
2020 rolled in.
Suzette was too old. Nev was too old.
Everybody's
we were all
too old.
Squeaky was too old. But yeah, it was just how cool it was to see that there.
So how long were you skating, like from the transition time from Oasis? Okay, because I know we skated there quite a bit from Spring Valley to Oasis, and then we had Del Mar.
Yeah.
You know, how long were you like skating Del Mar before that was kind of an ender? Like
Del Mar for me was skating it a few times.
Yeah.
A few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were so ingrained with Oasis, obviously.
Right. I know.
But so.
Because that was after Oasis closed, and then you went to Del Mar, or is it during? They were both open.
My skating ended before Oasis closed.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, my series skating ended before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because they had like, I don't know, 3 contests, I think, at Oasis.
Yeah.
So 2 in the brown and 1 in the blue.
2 in the brown, 1 in the blue. The blue was more of a
the keyhole.
But they had an amateur one there.
Yeah.
I think in the blue.
Okay.
Yeah. And
the original blue or the other blue, or the original or the keyhole
blue? They did have
blue?
an amateur in the small, the new blue.
Oh, okay.
The new
okay,
blue,
gotcha.
Yeah, the big one was.
Yeah.
That was unrideable.
It was bumpy.
like many things in skate parks
soft,
in those days.
And the transitions were completely bad. So bad they actually tore it out and put in the good one.
Put in the new one. Oh, yeah,
so that was cool.
You look at some of the things that skateboard parks had in them in those days, and what were they thinking?
I know. I know. That reminds me of a story, but I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
I got kidnapped one time when I was on tour. And this guy was like, hey, can you come over and check out my skate park after this other guy paid for me to go out there? And we were just hanging out and stuff. And I'm like, how far is it? He goes, like 10 minutes. Turned out to be like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the park was horrible. And I tried to ride it. And I couldn't ride it. And I was just like, he's like, okay, so what'd you think? And he's driving me back. I said, I'm sorry, but that was just the biggest waste of cement ever.
Yeah.
I go, there's nothing in it that's fun, that's rideable or anything. So.
Yeah, fortunately, most parks had at least one thing.
Yeah,
you could ride.
At least one good thing.
Yeah, Escondido had the pool.
Yeah,
with tiles
that was
wide.
Yeah, that was a gnarly pool though.
Yeah, it was gnarly.
That was a tight pool, and it was gnarly.
Yeah. Concrete weight, even put in a pool.
I'm sorry, man, but Spring Valley still to this day, in my opinion, is the best all-around overall skating. The worst thing was the Sobel, which was the pool. Yeah, everything else in that thing was perfect.
The Clover was fun.
Yep.
The little bowl down below. Yeah. With the rounded lips.
Round top.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah, everything there, and they expanded even after we stopped. We kind of stopped going to Spring Valley when Oasis opened.
Yeah.
But you guys kept going. You, Samaski, and Gino and Johnny and those guys. When they put the half pipe in the plastic,
the plexiglass,
plexiglass half pipe.
You know, he still has that. It's still there, man. Yeah. Unbelievable, man.
By the turning point ramp, and you got a skate park.
You know what, man? Like, as soon as one day when I have an extra money, I'm going to buy that thing from Stelmaski and set it up. And I'm going to have the original Spring Valley full pipe there, man, because that thing was so much fun. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was really a good pipe.
So those guys, the owners, they did good over there. Yeah. You know, they kept it going for a while. They supported, and they had good stuff. Good fun stuff. I think I don't recall, but they had Steve used to put on these races there, just where you just go all throughout the whole park. Double decker reservoir and everything.
Yeah, man, that was so much fun. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. The snake run, Mr. Toad's Wild Safari was the best ride ever. I'm sorry, man. You know.
Then over Vert, and then
it was over Vert, man. And we were rolling in over it. And, everything, man. That thing was just awesome. Yeah. Okay, so another thing you got in skateboarding was that contents page, which is that's always an honor. You know, it's like front cover contents pages and centerfolds were like the 3 biggest and best things you can get. Yeah. As far as getting it in the magazine. Here it is, right here.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing shot. It looks like sun setting right there. Yeah. And, you know, I'm sorry. Yeah. I always thought Jim was one of the better of all the photographers. Jim has always
been most progressive. With the lighting, the shots that he did with you with the different lighting and stuff in the background. He always did that. Yeah. You know, he had me hold, and he's got the picture of me. He had me hold a flare in La Mesa Skate Park.
Okay.
We showed that.
Yeah.
You show it? Yeah. And... Right. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. We went all the way through and stuff. Yeah. I don't remember.
I'm not in the picture.
Yeah, you
but
can't see
I was
you
holding the
though.
flare.
Yeah. Oh, you were. Oh,
Yeah.
well, who was skating at that time? Who was that?
Holding the flare?
Yeah.
Me.
Oh, that was you.
I was skating holding the flare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah, I
dripping
remember.
all over me and everything.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah,
But I mean, that's Jim Goodrich. That was progression that he had.
Yeah.
Which was some pretty cool stuff. But the contest shot, I honestly I didn't have many shots, but I pretty much kind of like every shot I got.
Yeah, you got some great footage.
Had some kind of cool shots.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's thankful to the photographers.
Okay.
Obviously.
So as far as skateboarding goes, you're starting to wind down at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the next thing you jump into is jet skiing.
Did that in my 30s.
Okay, did that. Okay, so that came a little bit later after we got settled. The kids were starting to grow up.
Got settled, was working.
You were working for Walt then in the 30s? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's when you got your...
Yeah, went from skateboard. Went from G&S as their sales rep.
Right.
And then...
And Steve Cathy took over that thing.
Steve Cathy took over.
Wow.
Dave left. When Dave left G&S, he started his own company called Pacific Slalom Sports. And the intent there was to compete with Ocean Pacific Surfwear. And he had backing from a couple of skateboard companies.
Okay.
In there.
Okay.
And we went and set it up, and he had hired somebody from Gullwing to do the clothing and hired me to do the sales.
Wow.
And that lasted about a year and was basically, okay, here I am, married, got a baby. What am I going to do? And just through the connections of knowing Walt and all that, they got me a job at HPG.
Okay.
Yeah, which was actually not HPG Gullwing. It was in the machine shop.
Okay. Yeah. Where everything was actually made and everything. You guys, that's a whole. Yeah. That's what you're doing now.
That's what I'm doing now.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kind of took over Walt's thing.
So that connection, right there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's. Because after that, I mean, I know you were actually not just riding them, but competitively racing.
Yeah.
Like short track, like
that's kind of where,
but the next picture
that's
actually.
Where that competitive, like I said, skateboarding I was more like.
The next picture is the real race is on right here.
And that was fun. Race novice for your jet skiing was like mini sports. You race novice and you go expert and then you go pro if you continue on. And jet skiing was a very new.
That's brand new at this time.
Brand new at this time. So races were brand new at this time. And this, my year of novice, was myself and we had a few guys that we got serious into it.
Yeah.
I mean, serious. Like it was like.
And you weren't competitive though. But you're not competitive.
That's where I learned how to be competitive. All right. So that kind of brought the competitive nature out in me. And you had to. And basically, but there's also different aspects of a sport like that because it's a motorsport.
Yeah.
And skateboarding is cool because you just show up, you got your board, you start riding.
Yeah.
Okay. Motorsports are completely different. It takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
To go faster.
Absolutely.
And so and
that's when you really need a sponsorship.
You need sponsorship, and what really. I raced novice for a season, and myself and Tom, who was behind me in that picture, thankfully he was usually in front, but we were either first or second, and in most everything. It was cool because I was like 30 and racing these kids that were like 15, 16, 17. Mom and dad are paying for everything.
Yeah, of course.
And but then turned expert the next year, and one of my first expert races, I got hit from behind and messed up my ankle. And then I told you, Ricky Bobby syndrome, where you get that fear, and
you don't want to get hit again.
You don't want to get hit again.
I got to work tomorrow.
And so it took a long time to get out of that, and I finally got out of that and started, doing good expert. And then the factories came in because it was such a new sport. The factories came in and put a bunch of money on certain, racers, which was, inevitable.
Right.
And that kind of ruined it for the person that was just doing their own race.
Right.
Yeah. But racing and the competitive nature, I share this story because it's that, you get so competitive in this stuff and you want to go faster. It's all about getting an extra half mile an hour, getting whatever it takes to get the whole shot. And then if you get too competitive and you've got this new exhaust that you need that costs this much money, and you got rent. And if you get to the point where, okay, I can be late on rent because I need this exhaust system, that's when you got to stop racing or find sponsors. But competitiveness, yeah. So I found my competitive nature racing jet skis.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of fun.
Man.
And at that time, there's no better sport. You got the water. It was when neon was cool, so you got the colorful atmosphere. It was a fun sport. Yeah.
That was like late 70s. That was like late 70s, I think, is when that was. You know,
neon was cool for a while.
Yeah, it was, man. I remember
wetsuits and everything.
Let's see what years.
That was 89, 90.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
It was a little bit later, 85, 87. Yeah, 87, 88.
Pants.
Yeah. Hey, I never went.
Did a picture with all of them.
Seriously, that was that time. Yeah.
I know. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember having a fluorescent swimsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like I saw pictures of it the other day. I was like, oh my gosh.
Is it going to come back?
Hey, man, let's bring it back. Hey, I got it right here, man. Here's the fluorescent yellow.
Right there. I was looking at that too. Does
everybody like that? The end zone's back. Hey, everybody.
This was my
Go ahead, go to their website. End zone, man. Help out Jake Brown.
Definitely.
Anyway, all right. So jet skiing came back to reality. Get back to work.
Yeah.
And tell me about how you got into being a pastor, because you became a pastor.
Yes.
You were one of the first, there's several skateboard pastors now.
Yeah.
And so let me hear your story.
Prelude to that, kind of interesting because I actually got saved.
A really cool picture of you marrying your son. Yeah.
That's, as a pastor, you get the honor of marrying people.
Yeah.
And last year I had the honor, actually this year I had the honor of marrying my son.
Yeah,
and his new wife, and how incredible was that?
Yeah,
I mean, it's something that you dream of,
right?
So cool. And it was just one of those cool moments that you get to experience.
Yeah,
which is really neat. Becoming a pastor, it was a journey. It was a journey that kind of came about just through circumstances. We moved up. I got saved when I was 15 years old.
Okay.
So all through skateboard and everything, I was a Christian.
Yeah.
And
you were a good boy.
I was a good boy, wasn't I? And it all came about through surfing, through actually Calvary Chapel had this movement in the early 70s, the surf Christian movement.
Yeah.
And Skip Fry.
Skip Fry. Yeah.
Back then,
he was world ranked at the time too.
Corky Carroll, no, I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure. But through the Calvary Chapel, Skip Fry was on fire with Laura. He still is.
Yeah.
McIntyre, but I remember being that little local at San Diego surf shop, and these guys taking me to a Bible study and everything, and then eventually going to a Maranatha. So anyway, that's that part of it. But fast forward to this sequence of events. 2001, we moved up to Temecula. We had lived down in South Santee area, East County for years because that's where work was. I started my business up in Escondido and chose to move up to Temecula for certain reasons. Yeah. Well, I was working all the time. I was just doing 12-hour days. That's what you do when you own a business.
Right.
Claudette, here she was. I drug her up to this whole place where she didn't know anybody.
Right.
She didn't know anybody, and where she went to go find to meet people was church.
Yeah. Right.
And so she started trying a couple of churches. Wound up at Calvary Chapel at Temecula Valley, and trying to drag me to church. I don't want to go to church. I don't need church. I'm a Christian already.
Right.
I don't need church. But eventually she did got me to go. And we wound up at Calvary Chapel at Temecula Valley, and just through, I gave Dennis a little bit of credit too, Dennis Martinez, obviously, for lighting a fire. Okay. Because that's kind of what it takes sometimes, getting a fire lit for that desire. But the circumstances were at Calvary Chapel Temecula. We had started going there, meeting a lot of people, and there was this need for working with the high schoolers. Okay. The high school and junior high ministry. And our youth pastor at the time it's kind of cool, but he was a ex Hollywood youth actor, Lance Kerwin.
Okay.
If you remember a show called James at 15, James at 16. So he was our youth pastor there and kind of took me under his wings. Actually, I kind of started coming alongside and serving in the youth ministry. So we had youth service on Thursday nights, so I go there and come alongside. And then me and Lance just got along really good. So he started kind of discipling me in youth ministry. And that's how it kind of transpired. And then when he left and moved on, our pastor asked me to take over the youth ministry. So it was just a sequence of events, perfect people at the right place at the right time that, obviously God puts it together.
Right.
That worked its way in that direction. And started that in 2003 and did youth ministry up there until 2014. And
I remember you bringing me down there once.
Brought you up there. We showed the movie Dope up there.
Yeah.
We brought Dennis up there to share his testimony and had, a few hundred kids up there. It was an awesome night. Yeah. You came up there and, I remember that night very well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was a good time.
Yeah. But continuing on there at the church and eventually was ordained as a pastor in 2009.
Okay.
And we spent a season 8 years down in San Diego from 2014 up to a year ago. And we moved back up there last year and actually gone back on staff up there.
Oh,
as an associate pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I kind of lost. I remember you moving to San Diego. I didn't know that you were back working down there at that time.
No, we just chose to move down.
Okay, but you weren't working at a church at that point, or
we were, but not on staff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think about it, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we did a season. It was a fun season, but now coming back, walking in the door, and you just walking back like you're home again. Which is neat because when you're part of a church, you're part of a church body.
Church of family.
It's a family.
It becomes a family. Yeah.
And all through what I went through, because we actually were living in San Diego when I went through my medical issues.
Right.
But that family was still there for me.
Right. Always. Yeah. Well, I know that.
Perfect.
I know that. That was a big thing when you had your heart attack.
Yeah.
And that was not a little one. That was a
widowmaker.
Close to death.
It was
as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
At that point.
It was a widowmaker.
Okay.
And that is the worst kind of heart attack you can get, obviously.
Right.
And I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a very small percentage of people that survive that.
Yeah.
And circumstances, miracles. I'll call them miracles, but everything was in place for me to not die that day.
Yeah.
And it all started with. Obviously, it all started with my wife hitting her knees, praying and putting out a text
to everybody.
Everybody. I was being prayed for around the world. Yeah. So that's we know. I know that works, but when I went down, and that was actually after my bypass, but this was my first heart attack because I had two.
Okay.
So my first one was during an event up in Temecula called Reality Rally. It's kind of like an Amazing Race Survivor type thing. That it's a fundraiser that Jillian Anderson does. Was on Survivor.
Okay.
So she puts it on every year up there. So one year we decided to do it. And myself, my son, my daughter-in-law, and they give you a reality star to be on your team.
Okay.
So we're doing all these races and stuff, and I had just rode the mechanical bull at Stampede up there.
Okay.
And then we ran from there to another competition, another event that we were going to do, and I went down, basically.
Okay, so tell me, were you feeling? Was it hurting? Your arm was hurting, and chest pains, anything?
Actually, I could say, just in
retrospect now.
In retrospect, and in talking to people, that yes, I did feel prior to that, not that day.
Okay.
But I had bouts where I felt weird cramps in my arms and stuff. So, looking back on it, there were signs.
You had all
And
the signs.
And I was, I was.
A skateboarder. Oh yeah, I've had these pains before.
Yeah, seriously.
It's all those cigarettes at 14 years old.
Yeah.
Cigarettes at 14. Yeah, I smoked until I was like 41 or something like that,
Yeah.
and then finally quit. But no, the signs were there, so that when I woke up in the hospital, and the nurse is saying, do you know where you are? I'm like, no, I think I may be getting hit by a car or something. And she says, yes, you're at Temecula Valley Hospital, and you had a heart attack. And I was like, oh, I kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I did.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And yeah, so, but again, getting back to that, and I love talking about this because it's just one of those things. But, when I went down, my daughter-in-law, who was in the competition with us, she said, oh, look, somebody fell down over there. And then Claudia goes, that's Layne, But at that moment, there were two people also competing on a different team that were firemen paramedics. Knew exactly what to do because everybody's like, what do we do? What do we do? And they did whatever, rolled me out of the sides, to my side, started doing CPR. And I don't know if they got a pulse there or not. I don't recollect. But then I got transported to Temecula Valley Hospital, which was a brand new hospital.
Right.
Just opened months ago. They had everything there that was needed to save me.
Good, man. Yeah.
So it was,
God wasn't done with you.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. No, still not done with me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but that one was it took a while to recover from that one because I had to learn how to walk again because I had the heart attack. They put me in a deep coma because they were worried about brain damage.
Right.
And then brought me out of the coma, and then I got pneumonia, so they put me back in a coma. And then so basically I had the heart attack on Saturday, and when I woke up was on Friday, Good Friday.
Okay.
Good Friday, which was awesome. Yeah, a couple days before Easter. And then it was rehab since then. It's been, life changing.
Yeah, man, I can certainly imagine.
Yeah, because I was a big boy, but I was like 225 when I had the heart attack.
Yeah.
So I was, not in shape. I was not in skating shape. I was not in competition, any kind of shape whatsoever, except round. But, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but I do remember a couple of things. I mean, obviously, in the hospital was where I was told that Chris passed away, Chris Yandel.
Yeah. You were in the hospital when he passed?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was at that same time frame. And then, August was when Jay passed away from a heart attack.
Right.
I know Shogo had passed away. Was he before or after?
I think he was in April.
He was after.
Yeah. So this whole thing, obviously thankful to have survived.
Right.
But it lit a spark in me, and it actually got me back into skateboarding.
Yeah. Well, that's where we were going back to it.
Yeah.
You had a lot of support. I remember that.
Yeah. A lot of support. Met the right people. Doug Marker.
Yeah.
Bill Billing.
Yeah.
DK. All those guys.
All the boys.
All the boys.
All the boys from Old Bro and all the guys from the Road Show.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The Road Show wasn't there yet. So at that time it was Old Bros.
Yeah, everybody was an Old Bro, but I think Doug has always had that under his belt.
Yeah, but I knew I needed to get back in shape, and I knew I wanted to skate.
Yeah.
So in order to get back in shape, I did cardiac rehab, which you have to do, and then lo and behold, in the apartments I live in, there was a trainer, personal trainer, Glenn Matanza, that had worked in cardiac as a cardiac nurse also.
Okay.
But so he knew what to do, and I talked to him. I said, tell you what. Let's work together, but with the whole goal of I want to get back in a pool and not one with water in it. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
And we worked that was like had the heart attack in April, so starting around July. And he worked with me, trained me, and I said, you tell me when I'm ready to skate. So and that was 2014, February 1st of 2015, I tail dropped into the little pool at Poots Park. Okay.
Well, I remember, did you already have the heart attack or not when we started skating again?
I had the first one.
Okay, you had the first one. Okay, because I remember we were meeting up twice a week.
Yeah.
At that Vista Park.
At the indoor one. What was it called?
Indoor. I can't remember.
I forget what it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
Or something.
But
yeah.
anyway, we were meeting there like twice a week.
Dale Smith came down a couple times.
Yeah. Dale came down, gave us a hard time, like wondering what us old guys were doing skating.
No, he coached me on a couple of things. I realized how good of a coach he is.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, he's persistent.
Oh, yeah,
man.
persistent.
He is, man. He does not give you an ounce of relief, man. It's, you didn't do it. Do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again. Do it again. No,
he used to drive me crazy.
Yeah. No, that's good coach. So that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Dale's awesome. I'm trying to get him over here too, but
he needs to be.
He's in Hawaii right now.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah, man.
Fun.
That guy's traveling fool, but he deserves it.
You know, he's got that.
He deserves
bug,
it.
That surfing bug, that's skating.
Yeah. Okay.
The history part of it.
Yeah. All right. So kids are growing up.
Kids are growing up.
Girls are out of the house, and I like I said, I was trying to find more pictures of your family, and I couldn't find a lot. It was
Facebook. You gotta look on Facebook.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I did look for some of them, but here's your oldest.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
And I remember when.
Hopefully someday fiance.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Hint. Come on, Brandon. Come on. Put it on there, buddy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Put a ring on it.
Throw that up and over.
Yeah. Seriously.
Marry her, bro.
Yeah.
I just remember when he was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's when we were still hanging out at that time.
Hanging out.
Stuff.
The night he was born, I couldn't wake Steve up from the front door, so I climbed up his balcony and knocked on his balcony window to say, "Hey, my son was born," and we smoked a cigar.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the angel Claudette right there in the middle. Yeah.
She's my dream come true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. And then Lori, Derek's sister.
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah.
I
don't know where that was at. Was that a park?
That was at El Gato.
Oh, is it?
That was
okay.
at.
I didn't know that.
I don't know which one it was. That was either 2 or 3. I didn't skate the first one.
Okay.
But I made a goal, obviously, of skating the second one.
Okay. You gonna skate this one coming up?
Yeah.
In November?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are you gonna do the pump track? You're gonna You're gonna skate the vert.
You're gonna skate the vert.
Are you?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not.
It's your nature because.
Well, my thing is this. The truth is, like, I want to go skate.
Yeah.
And I like, if it was just me and you go skate, I'd love to go do that.
Yeah.
Okay. But when there's crowds and stuff back around and everything else, that competitive nature comes out in me, and I still want to go out and do airs. I want to do all the tricks and do everything.
But you still, even when just me and you skate, you want to do the same thing.
Yeah, I know, but not to that degree. And when I'm with you, it's practice. I fall, I get up, and I go. But in that type of thing, I don't think I will jump off the board and I will slam.
Yeah.
And I really don't want to slam like that, I was. Remember that? Remember when we were skating?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the slams I was taking because I kept trying to do the stupid whatever it was, and I remember my ass. I fell on the coping on my ass doing something. I can't remember. I think it was like a frontside tail slide or something, and I over rotated and slid out too far and went down. And my ass was like completely black and blue.
Yep.
Yeah, and that wasn't good. And then I remember falling at Poods, doing a backside air, and slammed. And I remember doing I slid out on a rock and roll board sled I was trying. Yeah. Slammed on that, like fell right to my back flat, and I was like, this is stupid. Why am I still doing this?
Well, and plus it was like your second run.
Yeah, probably.
You could have warmed up a little bit.
Yeah,
work your way into it.
You don't ever do that, man.
That's Dave. If he doesn't do anything.
No, I gotta, But see, that's the problem. When I start skating with everybody, I don't want to like just go in and cruise and do everything. I want to just get in and
it's that nature. I mean, you've got it. I mean, you see it in. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody's going to be dropping in that bowl. Yeah. But you saw it with the rock and roll board slide event up at one of the Elgatos. Yeah. You got Eddie. You got Christian, you got Cab. All that. None of them want to lose. That's a competitive nature that makes them who they are.
And that was the same. That's the same thing. It's like when I saw that, I was like, oh, I could do that. I could easily beat those guys too, or I could go as far. You know what I mean? Like I remember I was doing board slides like Pineapple. We were doing them across the whole pool. You know, I don't care where we were at. We did them all, but
Mhm.
you know,
I
yeah,
know it's that nature.
I know,
that's what
man,
makes it
and that's
fun.
what, yeah, man.
That's what makes us able to get, you know, to have a heart attack,
But bounce back.
bounce back and
Okay.
start skating
Yeah,
again,
do it again.
and
Well,
then
you know,
have another heart attack and have quadruple bypass surgery,
I
and then
do.
do it again.
Yeah. Well, you know, the good thing out of it, I know you're an avid fisher.
Yeah.
I know you go out fishing all the time now. I mean, along with work.
Yeah.
And I know you're still a workaholic. I still know you're.
Still have to work.
You still have to work.
I own the place, so I have to.
Yeah, exactly. You own it, so I know you're there. You got 25 people working for you there.
But you know what? Fishing is something that's competitive too.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course it is.
Especially to go with Ron Wood, who is my mentor.
Right.
But and I find myself, I have to teach myself when we're out there and I only ocean fish. I don't like fish. I don't have the, that seems too boring. But, yeah. I love, taking the boat 50 miles an hour to get where you're going to go, and then drop your lines, see what happens. And if you're nothing going there, 50 miles an hour to the next spot. Ron will testify to that because he's bouncing the whole way.
Oh, God, man. Aren't you supposed to, when you're fishing, like, just sit back? Like, I know I've gone fishing like 3 times, deep sea, okay? And every time I went, I was on a 3/4 day boat.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'd sneak my beer in.
Sitting around, I
would sneak my beer on. Yeah. And, the captain would be like, and I just relax and do it and chill. And I made sure I had put the beer cans back in my backpack, so he was cool. Yeah. Nothing was in the ocean or anything. And I got to relax and have fun.
That's fishing.
Yeah, that was fishing, man. And
catching's a different story.
Oh, I caught, man. Are you kidding? Okay. I caught. Okay, true. Caught a buzz.
Yeah.
And the second thing was we went out to the kelp beds.
Yeah.
And I caught I don't know, probably 50 rockfish.
Yeah.
Okay. So good. Yeah. They filleted them on the way back.
That's it. That's
cost me like $25.
Yeah.
Guy cleaned them, threw them, fed them to the seagulls, and we were back.
Yeah.
I didn't catch anything other than that, and every time we've ever gone, it's always for rockfish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the best flaky, lightest, best fish ever.
It is. And, glad it's the same.
Like if I had to catch like a yellowtail, man, I'd cut my line. I'd be like, oh, get off my line, bro.
That's where the adrenaline is going. That's where,
that's too much work.
A yellowtail or a code or something like that. That's, the adrenaline kicks in. That's, fishing. If you're a competitive person, which we are, fishing for me, and I really kick myself sometimes when I get back, because I want to sit out there. I want to enjoy the beauty of the ocean and everything out there. For me, it's get out there, start fishing, do everything. The last minute, wait till the last minute, because I'm part of Freedom Boat Club, which means I got to have the boat back by sunset.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I get the boat back. At sunset.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, but anyway, that's a whole different story. But
you're a good fisherman, right? Okay, so I can tell you a funny story, and you'll probably hate me after I tell you. Okay, but we went out one time on a commercial fisherman thing, and the boat was stacked. Okay, totally full, and everybody was fishing on the one side of the boat, right? And we couldn't even get our poles in the water. There's so many people, shoulder to shoulder, and we was just like, "Come on, man!" And I remember my brother goes, "Hey, man, I'll take care of this." So he went on the other side of the boat, cast it off, went down, and everything got snagged.
Yeah,
everything.
Out of the boat.
And he just cut the line, walked over, and he goes, "Yeah, give it 2 minutes, you guys will be able to fish." Yep. And we were like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, everybody's fishing things were all walked up, all snagged up, man, and they all were fighting and sitting in the back and trying to get their poles out, and then we just went like, "All right." Then we just started catching fish. Yeah, we had a great time.
That's cattle boat fishing. Huh? It's cattle boat fishing.
Yeah. Cattle boat fishing.
There's many people on there.
Yeah.
Fishing's good right now.
Yeah.
Well, everything's good right now.
But
skating's good, fishing's good.
Life is good, man.
Life is good.
We got to that point where the struggles are over of raising the kids and making sure they're fed and taken care of and everything else. And now it's like the finish line. Yeah. The only problem with the finish line is we don't want to get there.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get
It's like you want to put the brakes on right now. No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's fishing's therapy.
Yeah,
in many
absolutely.
ways.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So El Gato November.
Yeah.
I think we've got like other. Yeah. So like I know. Oh no, this was at the church. Right.
That was
Eddie's church.
At Eddie's church, which is a C3 now.
Okay.
I believe.
It's a what now? Say it again.
I believe it's a C3. C3 church.
What is that? It's not a rock anymore, or whatever.
No,
or is it
not,
still?
It's not a rock anymore. I think
Okay.
He affiliated with C3 now.
Okay.
Which is
that weird to move affiliations?
No, not really.
Is that normal?
Type thing? Normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No idea.
But anyway,
I don't.
Name all the people in that photo left to right.
Can you?
Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, you got Dale, you got Di, you got myself, Eddie, Christian, Glenn,
Chris,
okay. Pops,
and Pops.
and then I just on the
Senior Hassoy.
the left, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who BioLove is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but no, Eddie's doing an amazing work out there. He got his family along with him, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And I think Isaac's doing a lot of preaching.
Yeah. Good.
Which is good. Which kind of frees Eddie up to do some
to go skateboarding.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But what a crew right there.
Yeah. Well, I figured that would be a good picture to bring up, just because of, we got the El Gato coming up, so we want. And guys, if you guys want to go, check it out online. Go to the El Gato website, and you can buy tickets and come out and see us all. Yeah. And if you do, please make sure you come up and say hi to everybody. Even if you don't know us, say hello to a pro if you know who they are. So
it's been such a cool thing to bring so many people together. Yeah.
Especially our generation.
Especially our generation of people. And the people that we met through it that are now good friends. Yeah. Jamie Godfrey. Yeah. I would never met Jamie. Yeah. Who thought? But he's just such a great friend.
Jamie's been always awesome though.
Yeah. Dogman, Gary Spatola.
Oh yeah.
Just a cool guy, that you just never would have met before. That's what again, skateboarding has become just big.
It's family, man. Yeah, there's no
we
question.
Come together, and 2 weeks after I had got out of the hospital from my first heart attack was the Skateboard Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So, and I was able to go, and just to feel the love of everybody there was incredible. And people, people that I had never met before, or it didn't meet when I was skating, but now it's like, I never met Brian Logan before I was skating. Yeah. Back in the day, but now it's like,
see him all the time.
You didn't see him all the time.
Yeah, he's involved.
Yeah.
He's still involved.
Yeah. It's just about everybody who we meet.
He's still working and trying to help our industry, which is awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the whole Logan family is still there, still doing it, still all of them. Brad even,
Robin, Brad.
Yeah.
All of them.
So, Brad, Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, skateboarding, it's our blood. I mean, if you look at our lives from there to here, it had everything to do with where we are right now, who we are right now.
Here's a picture.
Yeah.
Can you name everybody? That's all GNS team, I think. I think you got the whole GNS, even Debbie Gordon in
Bobby
there.
Cross.
Where's Bobby? Down the bottom?
Bobby Shea.
Oh, yeah.
With the blue shirt. Gino Tossi.
Wait. Where's Shea? Oh, yeah. There he is.
Yeah,
okay,
Shea
I'm sorry.
With the blue shirt.
Yeah.
McIntyre. Goodrich. Mark Schmidt, right? No. Chuck
Smart is next to Billy.
Yeah, Chuck Wood's behind Dad.
Yes.
And then Jim.
Yeah.
And you got
Hester in there.
Tommy Ryan. Billy. Masami, right?
Yeah.
Masami coming to your
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a crew, man.
Myself and Willie's Workshop. Pineapple, of course. Jeff in the back there.
Yeah, Jeff is in there.
Steve.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, where's Steve?
Right behind only the mic.
Yeah.
Bobby Garcia.
Where's Bobby?
With the beard.
Are you kidding me? That's Bobby?
Yeah, that's Bobby.
Wow.
Another one
would have never guessed, man.
Another one with no hair.
That guy had the biggest hair
The
He had-
longest,
black,
straightest black hair.
ever, man.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was always a nice guy, but we never really talked too much.
Yeah.
You know, he was, I don't know. I think he was just too big back then because he was tall. He was a big guy back then, you know?
Yeah.
He was tall and skinny and skated.
Intimidating.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Is Doug Marker in there? I don't know. I didn't see Doug, but it's kind of a long picture.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was at one of the GNS parties that happened.
That was at the GNS.
I actually brought Joe Miller to that.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Me and Daryl were hanging out together, watching all the GNS guys. Like
Joe Roper, I think, is in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Who just got inducted in the San Diego Surfing Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well deserved too.
Yeah, he was there at those early skate days.
Yeah.
Some of those early contests and stuff. Just for the surf connection. I think more than anything.
Well, I think it's awesome that I put in a bunch of these pictures of you skating now.
Yeah.
And
that
still,
was my favorite pool in San Diego City Heights.
Is that right? You really like that pool?
Oh, I love that pool.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Doesn't it have like a hip in that thing somewhere?
Not a hip. It's got a love seat.
Love seat.
Kind of weird love seat.
Yeah, it's got that love seat. I hate that thing. It was right in where I love to go.
Right where you love to go.
And I can't go. Like it's like I had to go over the damn thing, and I wasn't stoked on that.
No,
that's what I hate about that place.
The speed, the different, the configuration of it.
Yeah, there it is. There's that love seat, and I swear for whatever reason, my lines always went right into the middle of that thing. I was just like,
shout out to Chris Click Digital, right? Just one night he was there with Lansing Pope, and got a picture from him. I mean, cool, I'll take it.
Nice, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's one of those newer photographers I think that's pushing some good limits.
Awesome. So. Yeah. Well, I did find a lot of pictures of you at that pool, so.
It is his favorite pool.
And you're wearing different clothes every time, so I know they're not the same day. Yeah. So I know it's not the same.
Yeah. And that's a Lance Smith photo. Always cool to have a Lance Smith.
Yeah, Lance has been doing it for years too.
I've got a picture in the tracker book. Never rode trackers except for when I was first started skating at the Massage Bowl.
Same here.
And Lance was there, and I remember to this day he stood up on top of the coping, looking down with the fisheye. And so you can't really tell it's me or anything. He's just coming up and doing a kick turn, but it just turned into a really cool looking picture. And he put it in the tracker book.
Tracker book, okay.
Man.
By far the best picture. This one.
Yeah.
That's the Deep Linda Visible. That's actually my favorite pool there.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you can find the speed
and
hit those corners and stuff, you can really do some fun stuff in there.
Well, I've seen some young kids destroy that place. Yeah. They know how to do it.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying because it's a struggle. It was when you don't have the right lines in that pool where you're like,
if you can use those shallow end corners to get you off the wall into the deep end,
push you back into the deep end.
Get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people say that would have been the one to put the roll in.
Yeah.
Because maybe get some speed, but
exactly. Would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I like the kidney there. The kidney's fun.
Yeah, but they left that grate. That's the kidney you're talking about, the grate over the light.
It's gone now.
Okay.
From what I understand,
because that was death too. For people who,
for a lot of people.
Yeah, for a lot of people killed themselves in that thing.
You can see some people just hit it and like roll over it.
Yeah. Oh shit! I never saw that. I never saw that. I saw people hit it and stop dead and slam.
Yeah.
That was me. I caught a back wheel on it. I didn't have the right line, and I went up, and I thought I could make it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I went down in that and cussed at that pool.
I think they probably, when they made the pool, they probably made the initial one, and they probably made 4 more. Okay, so they had 5, and then somebody took that one out. They put 1 in. And then,
I see what you're saying.
Somebody took that one out, and they finally ran out of grates. Yeah. And then they put
They covered it. Good, man. They should have done that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I know I hit that thing one time, and I was just like,
Yeah.
But it reminded me of like dropping into Upland. And hitting the face wall and just slamming right into the wall, going, "Oh, I didn't know there was a kink there."
Yeah.
But anyway,
I never skated the combi.
Yeah,
I was already gone.
That was a brutal pool.
So I hear.
So anyway,
seeing some of the shops and stuff.
Yeah. So what else? What are we doing now? Just give me a quick lowdown of what life is now.
Life is now family, obviously.
Yeah.
Staying healthy, obviously. which is, something that's a necessity, I think, for everybody.
Grandpa now, or
I'm a
no?
grandpa, 2 grandkids,
Two
granddaughters.
grandkids. Wow, awesome.
Yep. So
Okay.
really, really blessed with my children.
Yeah.
Brandon skates.
Yeah. He rips.
And he worked in the industry for a while. He worked at he
Foundation.
worked at Tumietto.
Yeah.
And you actually, there was a point in time where I talked to Dave, and he was, oh yeah, I talked to your son last week. I go, dang, I haven't talked to him for like a month. Just from the industry. But he managed a van store for a while, which is a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a manager of any kind of retail store.
Yeah.
But he's happy with what he's doing now. Travis, as you see, got remarried this year. Yeah. And is doing great. Loving. He teaches boxing classes at a gym.
Okay.
Passionate about that.
Travis is. Good for Trav. Okay.
Yeah. And our daughter, it's just a free spirit. She just got back. She's leaving Saturday. She's been with us for a month. She's leaving Saturday just to go backpack across Germany.
Wow.
Or Europe. She didn't really know where. She's starting in Germany. Yeah. But she just came from 8 months of just traveling through Mexico and Guatemala.
Wow.
And stuff. So, I mean, how fun is that?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So,
where's that career choice come from, man?
I never, ever, I'm not the type of parents that ever wanted to push my kids into anything, have them become something, or want them to, I want my kids to be who you are. Yeah. And, that's I want anybody to be who they are. Yeah. But been really blessed in that aspect. And my wife. Yeah. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. I went through the heart attacks, but she went through way worse than me by going through them. Yeah, absolutely. And was just a champion, stronger than ever. And, you've known her for
forever.
The same amount. 40, the same amount of time.
I think you introduced me to her at Spring Valley. When you met her.
Exactly.
She used to cut my hair when I was.
She used to cut your hair.
17 or 18 or 19 or whatever that streak was.
I met her at El Cajon Skate Park. Yeah. And if it wasn't for Spring Valley Skate Park, we would not be married. Yeah. Because Spring Valley Skate Park was 3 blocks from where she lived, and I lived in Claremont.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she lived that close to Spring Valley.
So
I didn't meet her. I don't remember ever meeting her. She never came
probably because by that time she was living with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's where I met her. Was at Spring Valley with you?
Spring Valley with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about how skateboarding has transcended our lives in so many different ways, had El Cajon Skate Park, obviously, because I was working, and there's these hot chicks standing out by the bowl, and you got to do something. I was working, and I was on crutches, and I said, screw this. I threw the crutches down, grabbed my skateboard, and started skating so I could show up. Met her there, but then they build Spring Valley, and I lived in Claremont. Claremont,
I know. Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes from Spring Valley. Why would I ever go to Spring Valley?
And that was back before they had the freeways that went to Spring Valley. Yeah, there were just little back roads back then.
Yeah, so ironically,
125, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what was built.
Yeah, so you had to go the long way to get there.
You had to go a long way.
Yeah. So ironically, they built a skate park blocks away from where she lived. And just one night I'm skating, and I see her in the parking lot. Yeah.
How
and it was history from there.
That was it, man. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good story.
Pretty cool.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
And I mean, it's funny because when you're kids, you're growing up and stuff. You never ask that kind of stuff, It's just like you just like, oh yeah, what's up? Hey, Layne's here. All right.
You progress. I mean, for ourselves and just our lives and stuff and interconnected. I mean, you were both in Steve's wedding, right? Yeah. Or me and Steve were both in your wedding. Yeah. You would have been in my wedding, but there was an upland contest.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Because Dennis, Steve and Dennis and Layne were in our wedding. Yeah. But you would have been there, but you were in a contest.
I was at a contest, man, trying to win a contest.
You're probably a familiar team here. You didn't go to work and you went to a contest. Yeah. You didn't go to a wedding because he went to a contest.
Yeah, but he probably did win the contest.
No, I didn't win up one. It's funny because I'm still trying to figure out what I got in the second or in the Gold Cup contest. I don't remember if I got second place. I was told I got fifth, by somebody else that said they got second.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I believe it's in Action Now, February of 81 issue. And I'm going to, somebody told me about it. I just got to look it up and figure out if I got second or fifth. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm starting to lean now toward fifth, but I could have sworn I got second in 2 of those contests. But I know one I did because I had the magazine.
Yeah.
I lost to Gresham. We tied, and then they went to another, or the previous run or something, and he beat me in that.
Yeah.
So they gave it to him on that one. So
yeah, you guys, you know, you mentioned Gresham, Eddie. I mean, you guys took it to another level.
Yeah.
After 79 was kind of where it died, but you guys continued on, and then the second Hester, and then the Gold Cup Series. Yeah. Looking at some of the video from that's showing up from those contests, killing it.
Yeah, we were just but we didn't know any better. We were just having fun, man.
Yeah.
That was it. That was all what it was about. I never thought about it. I mean, I did want to win. There's no question about it. I wanted to win contests and the reason I wanted was because of the money.
Yeah.
So, because I didn't get paid really by Sims. They never paid me royalties that they promised.
Didn't make bucks off all those decks they sold?
Yeah, I didn't make anything. Yeah, but whatever. That's so long gone now. Yeah. So anyway, okay. Well, is there anything as we wrap this up? Is there any final words you'd like to say?
I mean, obviously, there's so many influences in your life that but a lot of influences have come lately. I think after the heart attack, I've met so many people that have kind of changed a new season of life. Mm-hmm. The obvious family and church family and all of that, but then getting to know and skating with old bros and Doug Marker.
Yeah.
What Doug's, that whole brotherhood is amazing.
Yeah.
Just those Saturday skate sessions. Yeah. That's what we need. You need something to look forward to. If we don't have anything to look forward to, we're just gonna wither up. Yeah. So you need something to look forward to. But in the past, obviously, Steve, my bro, been my bro forever. Yeah. McIntyre was a great influence. Didn't get me on GNS until, the latter year.
No, I hear you, man.
But,
I know.
No, a good friend, and then reconnecting with him years later. Yeah. Those last few years with Dave were, they were great, but they were heartbreaking in many ways. Just a great man, great influence on a lot of people's lives in those early years. But the main thing is just seeing skating being what it is.
Man, the progression is crazy.
I at that point in time, and I told you this, I did not fit the mold of the skateboarder of that day. The
you did.
skinny guy.
Yeah, you did.
All that, but
it was an attitude. Yeah, it was the attitude.
After talking to you about that, I realized there's no mold for a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Skateboard, and you go to a skate park, you see 100 different types of people, different people or whatever. Oh. That's the cool thing about skateboarding.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't have to look like this. You don't have to look
like a guy like Joe Lopes. Yeah. Joe Lopes destroyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little heavy set, but he destroyed it, man. It was awesome.
So you just gotta dig what you're doing. You gotta go do it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Bottom line.
I mean, from that era, from quitting skateboarding to starting skateboarding again, I was always a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of a cool thing. It's what got me into youth ministry because I had this cool story. Yeah. And the kids dug it, so you kind of make a connection there. So we were always skateboarders, whether we were skateboarding or not. If you were a skateboarder then and you're not skateboarding now, that's okay because you're still a skateboarder because you were there.
It's kind of like a Marine, huh? What's a Marine? Always a Marine? Yeah, man. Yeah. No, but it's the same thing with skateboarding. It's the same with every sport and everything. I don't care if you're BMX. Yeah. If you gave blood, at any level, man, that's it, man. Yeah. And the same thing with skateboarding.
Yeah. And our goal, honestly, when we were skating, when we were on this team and everything, our goal was to promote skateboarding. And I guess we did it because skateboarding is still here.
It's huge.
And it's huge.
And in the Olympics.
And in the Olympics. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
It's all because of you. Thank you.
It had nothing to do with me. But
Yeah, well,
All to do
it's, no, man. I mean, it's all the generation. Yeah,
Foundation.
that's right.
we all are,
That's it.
and that's what our goal was. To represent it in a way that people would want to do it.
Yeah. It's fun.
People made mistakes along the way, but what
We've
the heck?
all
We've
made
all
mistakes,
along the way.
man. We've all made them.
We
And-
need more hours to talk about mistakes. But,
Yeah, no. Yeah. Hey, if you're willing, man, I mean, I'm here. I mean, everybody out there would love to know your mistakes.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's
No, but no, thanks for this. This is fun. I love skateboarding. I love reminiscing
yeah.
about skateboarding.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's so many stories about contests and the shenanigans and stuff.
we love skateboarding so much that and this is Dennis before he was Dennis Martinez. We took a Greyhound bus from San Diego to Ventura.
Yeah.
To compete at the skateboard,
which is only 5 hours from here.
Only 5 hours,
but it could be a 10-hour bus ride.
Oh, it was a 10-hour bus ride, and we almost got kicked off 5 times. But we made it there. But I mean, that's how passionate we were about skateboarding.
Yeah.
And we fluted the Cow Palace for the contest, unsponsored and everything. Our goal was to get on a team, obviously. But and if you have that passion about anything you do, it's gonna drive you. It's gonna take you, where it needs to go. I would not be the dude I am today if it weren't for skateboarding. Honestly, there's so many things in there in my life that worked its way in that direction to where I'm at right now because of skateboarding. Yeah, and it's just like wow. Okay, real quick. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think your car back then. It was like a Chevelle, wasn't it? No, it was a what were you driving? Starsky and Hutch had? Starsky and Hutch had. Do you remember? It was a Ford. Yeah, it was a Ford. No, El Torino or something? Huh? Gran Torino. The Gran Torino. Okay. I had a Gran Torino. Gran Torino. I remember that thing. Yeah. And I would drive that everywhere. Yeah. I
wonder if it's in that photo that we got.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
No, but Spring Valley, I had. I don't know. It might be. It might be because I had that. Yeah, you had another. You had another car after that. Yeah, then I had like a Chevy Chevette or whatever. Yeah. My first car was a Mustang, which was a hand-me-down from my brother and from my dad, which was cool. Yeah. But it was, sold it for $75. Can you believe that? The 67 Mustang. 67's you got a great deal. Maybe. $75 was $75 back then. It's like equivalent to like $1 million now. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, $75. What are you thinking? Looking back, yeah, I would have driven anything. I know. Yeah, I know. I don't care what it was. I know. I remember my brother was going to give me a Ford, a Rambler. Yeah. That was like my first car, and he was like, "Dave, that thing's such a piece of crud. You don't want that car. Just drive it." So then I ended up buying my sister's Volkswagen Bug, and that was my Bug. Yeah. So those are things you could drive until it dies. Yeah, exactly. And it's something else. But yeah, that got me to a lot of different places. I forgot about that. Anyway, right on. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, man. Thank you. Thank you. That was totally awesome, man. Yeah. Okay. You know it. And we'll definitely come back down and see you, and we'll let you know how we'll see everybody at the Elgato. Yeah. Elgato. Well, you got that. You got that thing the week before, maybe. Yeah, that's a busy week. It's going to be a good week. Yeah, you got Stevie Cab's 30-year anniversary for his shoe. Awesome. Then 2 days after that, you have the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And then 2 days after that, you got the start of the Elgato Friday night. Yeah. So, and that's going to be, it's always fun. Yeah. See, that's when everybody comes. That's when Jamie comes. I'm sure Jamie's going to be there too. Oh, Jamie will be there. So, yeah. A lot of people, the Hawaii influence a few years ago, meeting Larry Bergamo. Oh, yeah. Insane. Yeah, I know. So cool. I have a picture of us doing that. You know that. I didn't put it in. Yeah. Yeah, that was insane. And the funnest thing was the Vert contest they had. Doing a Vert contest in front of Larry Perlman. Yeah, right. And him judging it, Let's go, man. Skateboarding is so fun. Oh, man.
Yeah. The kids now don't realize what.
Oh, no, they don't. Yeah. No.
They don't.
Yeah, he's an icon. No question about it.
Yeah, but we were just looking at that 50 Hot Kids. Yeah. There was a picture of Dane Kealoha. Oh, and he was one of the 50 Hot Kids. Really? Dane was. Yeah. I missed that in the magazine. I'm going to have to go back and check that again. Yeah, so. Dang it.
Okay, I'll definitely look.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hey everybody, wrapping this up. Just want to thank you very much for watching the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, the like button. Just click that thing and make us smile. We're just trying to sit there and make this thing grow and be a part of the larger community and just support skateboarding, because we've been doing it for a long time.
Quite a while. Ain't stopping yet either.
Yeah, that's it, man. We're gonna hopefully we're on show I think 13, 14, but hopefully one day it'll be show 100 or 1,000.
That'd be cool. Yep.
Anyway, we got a lot of people to
Plenty
still
of guys
talk to.
Bring in here.
What's that?
Plenty of guys.
Oh yeah, man. There's so much history in skateboarding, and people should know it.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, awesome.
Right.
We're done.